Yo, man, can I borrow your phone? Sure. What phone is this? It's an iPhone 10. iPhone 10? In 2021? Aren't you supposed to be a tech tuber? Trying to be a tech tuber. I've had this device since day one, and I'm going to give you a really long-term review on what my experience has been like in the past 4 years. Check it out coming up next. First off, the design of the phone. It has a stainless steel band around the edges, which gives it good durability. As well, its rounded corners provides good grip inside your palm. The back is made of glass, which makes it feel a bit slippery at times and is a little bit of a fingerprint magnet, but it does provide a premium look on the outside of it. However, with that being said, if you throw a case on it, you won't even notice the difference at all.
But what if you want to fill the screen?
Oh, you just, voila, there you go.
It does still cover up some of the movie. Yeah.
No, not a lot though.
Yeah, a little bit though. Significant enough portion.
I mean, it takes time, you get used to it.
What's going on over there?
Oh no. They come here all the time.
The notch was pretty controversial at a time when it first came out, and it still is. And I'm sure people still just click on their phone hoping they could get Touch ID eventually over time. Hopefully an iPhone 14 comes out, maybe it'll be there then. Honestly, after a couple of days, I got over the notch, and to me, I barely notice it now unless I'm actually looking for it. As for the display itself, it's a 5.8-inch OLED with HDR that displays a wide color gamut. As you can see here on Disney Plus, it even supports Dolby Vision on the device. Here, check out Mandalorian on here.
Get away from it!
The iPhone 10 is running 3GB of RAM with an A11 Bionic chip inside. It still feels very fast for everyday usage in 2021. My usage on this phone is primarily for media consumption, from watching Twitch to YouTube, as well as scrolling through Instagram and Reddit, or even just checking my fantasy football team, and it barely misses a beat. The only issue for me from a performance standpoint is the 3GB of RAM. If you're trying to pull up an app that you haven't used in a while, don't expect it to be where you left off originally. It's going to have to start from scratch all over again. So if you find yourself needing to multitask beyond a handful of apps, I think that's going to be a little bit of a concern for you. I've ran this YouTube channel primarily off of this iPhone 10. The back is using a wide angle 12 megapixel and a telephoto of 12 megapixels of 1.8 and 2.4 respectively. The photos it takes are still pretty amazing to me. Granted, I'm not a professional photographer, but when there is good lighting, the HDR is sweet. However, in low light situations, it doesn't hold up very well. As you can see, there's some graininess to it. Portrait mode was introduced as a beta feature originally on this device, and I still think it's a fun and amazing feature despite being a 4-year-old phone, and it's gotten better over time. As for video recording capabilities, the rear films up to 4K at 60 frames per second with optical image stabilization. As you can see from my YouTube channel, it's still a very capable device for video recording. The front-facing camera is a 7 megapixel at 2.2, filming up to 1080 only. It gets the job done for FaceTime and video calls, so it's very passable even in this day and age. Despite all the pros of the iPhone 10, I think this is where it's really lacking. Granted, it does support fast charging, meaning you can go from 0 to 50% in just 30 minutes with the proper power brick, and since we have a glass back, it does support wireless charging with Qi standards as well. After 4 years of use, my battery health is at 75%, and the screen on time measures at 4 hours and a bit over 30 minutes before it completely decides to die out. If I'm using this device heavily from when I unplug it in the morning, I have to charge it at around 1-ish or so. With that being said, I can replace the battery at an Apple store for $69 if I wanted to. Checking the Apple refurb store, there aren't any available. Granted, it is $629. I'd rather buy an iPhone 13 mini at $699 or an iPhone 12 at $599. Instead of picking new devices, you can have this device for cheaper at other retailers such as Best Buy for $439. You know what is cheap and free though that costs you $0? Dropping some likes below if you found this useful so far. Is it worth it today? With all that being said, I think it's still a great device in 2021. Even with the iPhone 13 just being released, I think you'll have a comparable device. It just won't feel as fast and it won't have a longer battery life in comparison. But if you're coming from older devices and jumping to an iPhone 10, I think it's still good for its everyday usage. However, if we're going to compare it to phones from the past, I mean the past that way, it's sibling phones like the iPhone 8, 8 Pluses, right? You have the Samsung S8 series as well as the Note 8. And there's even phone companies that don't exist anymore, like the LG V30, rip to them. This iPhone 10 is still alive and rocking, and even so well that my carrier is going to be offering me insane trade-in value, so even they know it's worth it for the cost of what it is. Unfortunately, I'm going to be sad to be retiring this phone, so you guys should stay tuned to see what's coming up next. Thanks for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button below, as well as subscribe for upcoming videos. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.